Hello, welcome everyone to Goat Format.
So, are you the host then, Jinso?
I don't think I'm the host. I think I'm just part of the party. So we have Tenply, myself, Jones and Tonic, and Lucas Gustafsson.
Yeah, that's me.
And we will be commentating on the Slifer bracket Obelisk top four. We have Chris Perovic versus Insidious of game one, if I'm not mistaken, and then in the losers brackets, we have Papa Pichu and Calizade. Correctly.
So, do you know how this tournament format works?
So for this particular tournament, it was a dex was involved. When all the players signed up, they had no idea that they were going to have their own deck. The only kind of hint they were given is it had to be fun for their own deck. The more fun it was, the going to do kind of thing. So we've had 32 players, and now with the top four, the winner will receive the raw tickets, which is great for the Academy League to give them a boost to try and get that world.
So, I believe the first match we will be watching is the one between Kupichu and Kalazdi, or
Okay.
we're going to butcher that name quite a few times
Yeah,
today.
we're not going to get that name right at all, and we're really sorry.
I think the way that to pronounce it would be Kal Z. So I think you're not too far off.
Okay, the D was before the C, right? Kalazdi. Okay, sure.
That's it.
Like, okay.
So, we're in the game. Kupichu opting for the Moki Moki sleeves with the Injection Fairy Lily picture.
Like it.
Which I must say I appreciate. I think that's a nice look.
Yeah.
The players are just making sure that they can start playing, and yes, they can. I'll go ahead and message them. So, did these players, when did they know what decks they were playing today?
So they were aware of they had to play against from the very start. So like whoever they got paired up with, every deck posted because of
Okay,
the decks. So hopefully they've all tested against what they might have to play against.
cool.
So they know what everyone's playing against.
Yeah, and they also know exactly what they're playing against as well with their own deck.
Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, let me just quickly have a look here. Let me find it. So Copper Pichu is playing a Harpy aggro deck, which is going to be quite exciting to see. And Caladays is going to be playing a Rescue Cat combo deck. I personally think the Rescue Cat, just from my experience with Rescue Cat, has an upper hand here. I think the deck is more ranked up in the tier list. But I don't know what the build looks like.
Yeah, Rescue Cat is an actual deck, and
Yeah.
Harpy's not as much, right?
I would say Rescue Cat is maybe tier 2, tier 1, borderline.
It's competitive, definitely.
Yeah, so I don't know how that made it into this tournament of fun. I mean, it definitely can be seen as a fun build, but it's going to be probably the strongest competitor as a deck, I would say.
So
however,
would that mean
love
that Kaladzi has been giving themselves a hard time?
probably he probably came against a very good player in the to go. I think he might have lost against Insidious. To take him down to the loser bracket, but I'm not actually 100% sure.
Oh, this looks like an actual cat deck. Wait, shouldn't the last will trigger?
To my understanding, he can trigger it at any time.
Yeah, it's optional, but why
Yeah.
would you wait?
True. Maybe you're scared of a mirror force.
Maybe they forgot?
Maybe.
There we go, Flying Kamakiri, the Harpy Recruiter.
Be interesting to see if the aggression combo can come off with the elegant egotist, right?
Yes. That will be
But
exciting if they
what happened to the last will? It's gonna trigger now then? No?
No, I believe Kupiki may be considering that Kaladze's deck list. Maybe he's not familiar with.
This is a bit of an odd timing to play a geometry.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the advantage to picking a weird deck like Rescue Cat is that it's very different to play. So maybe Kaladze's opponent just haven't had an idea of how to play the deck.
Okay, so with Burn here.
But this does look quite awful for Kupichu, unless we have
Yeah.
pretty much exactly just the Surge and Secret Barrels left in their hand, which seems very unlikely.
Yeah, it's not looking too good.
So right now it looks like just a standard cat deck, right?
Hmm. Well, Rescue Cat burn, yeah. Panda burn.
Yeah,
Very good deck.
very cool to see.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. Nice Call of Darkness. Holy moly. Okay.
and wow, that's
There we
absurd.
go.
Wait, she could win now. She could actually win now. She only needs to draw two burn cards, and that's the game.
Yeah, basically.
She's still got the 3 Just Desserts in deck.
Yeah, and another two Secret Barrel. And let's say we get just one hit in with a Panda. That's another 2600 damage against another Jama token.
Unless Ring of Destruction gets played
Oh,
before.
yeah, I don't think Rescue Cat runs any Book of Moon. So if there is a Ring of Destruction, this game should be over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list now. There isn't a Book of Moon.
Okay, so no ring. Alright, we got a game. So I wonder if this Rescue Cat deck runs Giant Trunid. I would assume not.
I can see
Probably
here it's
not in the
running
main.
3 copies.
It's a free off.
Yeah, there's 3 copies.
Perfect. So we just play Trunid and go for game.
Yeah.
That Morphin Jar was so good.
I must say because I play Rescue Cat quite a bit and this Panda Burn deck, and the biggest problem with it is having card advantage. And you always want that jar to go off, either one of them. Oh, returning.
But this is just going to be game. I can't imagine she doesn't have lethal damage here, right?
Well, let's see. I hope.
They even discarded level limit area B. Yeah, there's the panda. So that panda is 2800.
Mm-hmm.
So it will deal 1800 piercing, and then the token will deal another 300. So that's 2100. So a single secret barrel is going to be game.
Or here's where we see set full pass.
I mean,
We-
if you discard level limit area B, your other cards are going to be pretty good, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Just the search alone. Yeah, there we go. That's the game.
Ouch.
Wow, that was really nice. So she definitely played that well. The morphine jar was really clutch.
Mm. I must say it must hurt going against the burn deck when you're playing harpies. I'm assuming Kel is going to be siding in some royal decrees, and if he has a Jinzo, I would throw that into.
I wonder if the Harpy deck runs Harpy's Hunting Grounds.
Yeah.
So I can see that they are playing free copy.
They are,
Oh,
okay. That must
but
be absurdly good in this matchup.
I think it can be, but the burn deck, a lot of them are just chainable. So you pop a back row, and they can just chain it.
Yeah, that's true,
Which
but
will be a
still,
little bit.
often when I'm playing against these cat decks, what
Mm,
ended up happening is that I survive the early burn onslaught, and then I
yeah.
just can't win through level limit area B and gravity bind.
Okay, so that's what you struggle with.
Well,
It's good.
because I have no
I have a-
respect for these stall decks, and then I get punished for it. So,
Okay.
so that's a scenario where these Harpy's Hunting Grounds could come in handy.
Yeah.
So Harpies on the play, I would imagine their best turn one is to set the Kamakiri or something.
Mm.
I don't even know. No, summon Kamakiri. I guess that's fair.
Yeah. You don't want it to be knocked, so you don't want to get an OTK with the cat.
Yep.
You'd rather have it recruit.
Also, this way it is a bit stronger in attack mode. Not that that's going to matter.
Mm. Correct me if I'm wrong, but with regards to Harpies decks, you can only have 3 Harpy ladies in your deck. So you can't have the 1, 2, and 3 and the other Harpies ladies. Or am I
I
mistaken?
believe you are correct, yes.
Okay. Okay. I always found that a bit strange, but I guess it makes sense.
I think that was implemented simply because it's Harpy Lady.
Okay.
So that might have been a card along with deck list for like real events.
Ooh,
Whoa,
that's
wait.
gonna
That doesn't seem very good to me.
getting rid of those two because they were gonna die anyway.
Yeah, I would just take the... How much damage would it have been?
Yeah.
400 plus 200? 600 life points? We use the Mirror Force to save 600 life points?
Mm,
Okay, here we're going to see the Hunting Grounds onto the level limit area B.
let's
Yeah, I
go.
mean, this looks pretty good for the Harpy deck, I must say.
I'm excited. Oh, I said it.
No!
Oh, okay.
But I guess if the Kamakiris ran over, then the hunting ground is triggered if they summon a harpy. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Wow.
Wow. So how much damage is a rescue cat here? Not enough.
No. I think it's always risky setting something that wasn't a harpy because now he's locked himself in. Unless that's, we'll see.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, you have to be so careful about your monster zones when playing against these Ojama Trio decks.
Mm.
And I wouldn't think that Kaladzi has too many tribute summons in their deck, so maybe they're just locked until they find an answer to the level limit area.
Yeah.
From what we've seen, I believe it's the Manticore of Darkness. That's pretty much it. Ladies,
Yeah.
normal summon.
This Trunade is a bit weird. Does Pichu just have a game shot here then? Cat
I,
last will? That can't be
I
enough, right?
don't. Yeah, I don't see what they could do.
So Cat getting double Panda, that's 21 plus 1600. So that's 3700, unless my math is wrong. But this does let Khaled say, oh, okay, that's
Oh,
why.
Okay.
no, I think that's fine.
This jar is putting in the work.
Whoa, triangle? Really? Triangle Ecstasy Spark. Cool.
Oh my, this is going to be so gross.
I think this could very well be just lethal damage
Yeah.
from the cat deck here. Because these pandas are going to deal, I thought, 3700. Unless my math is wrong. Take them down to 1800. No, wait, it's even more. Yeah, so we're going
I
to
think
go
that's
down
fair.
to 800.
Mm. And then he's just going to burn him.
I'd like to know why the last will was activated.
I don't know either.
I
I
don't
don't
know
think
that it matters, but yeah, looks
I
a
don't
bit
think
weird.
he activated either after the monsters have already gone to grave.
Ah, here we go.
Don't think this is a legal play, if I'm not mistaken.
Hopefully it's not going to matter. They added the Exile Force to the hand. Maybe she doesn't know what the card does.
Yeah,
I mean, likely we're going to flip some burn immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, with Last Will, you have to activate it before a monster goes to grave. Fun fact.
Yeah. Okay, maybe we should tell them then.
yeah. Like it's legal active.
James, are you logged in?
Where am I meant to be logged in?
Dueling book. Could you tell Pichu?
Yeah. Let me find it.
I guess secret. No, but okay. So those face downs are not burn cards then. All right. In that case, we might have a game. So if the Harpy player plays the field spell and summons a Harpy, pops the area B.
She's saying that she activated Last Will before the pandas. I'm not sure that's correct.
What do you mean before the
I
pandas?
see, I see. Because the pandas went to grave, not the rescue cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All good then. All
So
good.
pandas going to grave triggers the last will, and that is a legal play.
I thought she was using it off the rescue cat, not the pandas.
Oh, okay. No. I haven't played with this deck myself, so I don't know the interactions or the rulings. Okay, so we're back in. But okay, and there's the ceasefire, and that's going to be the game.
Yeah. Didn't need it, but GG.
Alright, so the tier deck beats the Harpy Lady deck.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I thought, yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
So I guess
Fortunately.
the people who submitted the worst decks for the tournament have quite the edge.
Mm.
Well, I guess the worse your deck is, easier you'll be able to win.
Definitely.
So from here, I believe it's going to Perovic.
Yeah, this is Perovic against Insidious.
Yes.
Perovic is hosting, and we're in the game. These are two very strong players. Insidious has had very solid finishes in the GoatFormat.com Championship Series, and well, Chris Perovic doesn't need any introduction.
No, he is goat format. So I believe it is a zombie deck versus a Hino Kagu Futsuchi combo. That's what Chris Perovic is playing. So it's going to be very interesting. I don't know this combo deck that he's playing, so
So
he's
the
definitely
kind of
gonna be playing
theory
some spice.
his deck is to kind of resolve, then special Hino cheat it.
Yeah.
Spell cost down to reduce its level by 2 to 1 tribute. And then if it does any battle deck start of the draw phase their hand, it's a nice little combo when it goes off.
Yeah.
At the moment, I believe Chris is advantage running, and that seems to be the more the two that will have the
So Tomato was hit by the Nobleman,
Mm,
and Insidious is playing the zombie deck, correct?
yes.
so the zombie deck.
Tell me, Tenply, the zombie deck. What are the ratios on the big monsters, the boss monsters? Is he playing
So
two
he's
Vampire
playing,
Lord or how many Ray Cookie?
so there's no Ryukuki, it's 2 vampire.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just
Interesting.
kind of teasing
Interesting.
it out pyramid tech. And I can also see 2 creatures.
Two creatures off. Oh. Ooh.
Oh,
Wow. That's actually pretty good for Perovic. Getting another pop off.
I mean,
I would generally say probably not looking good in this state. Like Jiu-Jitsu, from the list that I'm looking at, seems to be as soon as you tribute Hino and back topping the break
Oh wow.
But in this case,
Yeah, I don't think
uh,
getting the breaker back is too bad.
But it's not too good either.
Yeah,
Because while you're busy drawing breaker, your opponent is drawing towards their pot of greed, their graceful charity.
true.
But that Spirit Reaper definitely got a good hit, hitting the Snatch Steel, which is often
Mm.
used to answer the Spirit Reaper.
yeah, hitting the snap.
Are we sure it's not Perovic playing the zombie deck, by the way?
Um, no, well, what I've been told from Chris Perovic himself in the group, that Insidious is playing the zombie and he's playing the Hinu Hagu deck.
Okay, so
But
cool.
yeah, but by the looks of it, at this moment in time, it looks like Chris Perovic's playing zombies. He is not. Um, I'm very excited to see what his deck can do. I really hope it gets to that point.
I mean, Spirit Reaper does make sense in a deck that wants to tribute summon monsters.
Mm, mm.
It's just Mystic Tomato feels a bit off in a zombie deck.
Yeah, you'd
Because it
expect it
does.
to be a rat.
Yeah,
Rather.
exactly. The rat gets the pyramid turtle, while the tomato doesn't get any notable zombie really, except for, well, maybe Spirit Reaper.
Maybe, yeah, Spirit Reaper or trying to get a Sangan.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's a weird
looks a bit
tech.
out of place.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, lots of
Insidious
big thinking.
couldn't do anything other than setting a monster.
And in my personal experience, whenever you're going up against a zombie deck and you know it's a zombie deck, it's always nerve-wracking attacking because you never know if it's going to be a pyramid turtle and then you have to deal with the boss monster. Um, so I tend to, in my strategy against zombie decks, is to almost let them have to tribute for their boss monsters instead of just giving them a free recruitment. But we'll see
Yeah,
what Chris decides to do.
yeah, and here Perovic had the option of summoning Breaker, attacking with Breaker, and then leading up with an attack with the Reaper, which
Mm.
does sound strong in theory, but against the zombie deck, as you're saying, if that was to be a pyramid turtle, then that would backfire.
Yes, unless Chris had an answer to it, you should not be doing it.
Yeah, and Chris knows that Insidious knows that there is the breaker, and Insidious would not let this happen. So
Mm,
Chris trusts Insidious and settles for just playing this slow.
yeah. Oh, creature swap.
Turning
I'm
the
saying
zombies, I think we might have the deck swapped, right?
we'll see. I once again, I promise you, this is what Chris said in the group.
Alright. So we have
But
Tomato Trunade zombies
I'm suspecting.
with Jujitsu Master.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm
I'm not
suspecting a.
convinced.
Yeah, let's take a look and see. Um, yeah, I'm suspecting. Hopefully that. Well, if I was Insidious, I would love that to be a recruitment monster and have another one in hand with a little cheeky creature swap, and you were golden.
Yeah, that would be really strong here.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be absurd. That would
That would
maybe
be so
just end the game on the spot. Such a strong
two
play.
tomatoes, two tomatoes, and a creature swap. Oh, cost down. Okay, so we do have the decks mixed up, which is weird. So Chris said that he was playing the other deck. Okay, let's see. There we go.
So, if this card inflicts battle damage, they discard all cards in their hand during the next draw phase before they draw.
Holy moly.
But Insidious doesn't have any cards in their hand either, really. Okay, so this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough uphill battle right now.
But this is pretty much even from here. I would even say I would favor Chris
Mm,
because their average top deck is going to be better, I feel, than the
mm, mm.
person playing with cost down and
Yeah,
giant Tyranid.
that was a big hit though. Chris lost MST, Heavy Storm, Creature Swap, Breaker, Tribe, Call. Oh my gosh. On Massive Banish.
So that set monster from Perovic was a Sangan. Interesting choice to set the Sangan.
Mm. You almost wanted to get hit in some way.
Well, why would you? Because the zombie deck probably doesn't run that many monsters that you want to set.
Yeah.
So I would probably have gone for trying to blank the nobleman. Then again, I'm not Chris Perovic, so
Yeah.
and there we go. There's a set monster.
What do you want that to be? Potentially
Faith.
yeah. Guess it's another Reaper.
So we know that Insidious has the. Should we call it just Hino or
Yeah, you know.
okay, Hino in their hand, the spirit monster. But it's not very easy to connect with it here.
Uh,
Set monster and a back row in the way. Oh,
oh dear. That's another Faith. I mean, I think it's gonna be a Nobleman.
yeah. And
Yeah.
now it's starting to look very much plausible to connect with the Hino.
But then again, like, will Hino be the best play? Because okay, well, he's doing it. Because losing one card is not, that good at this point.
Oh, you're actually completely right. It barely does anything. I guess it hits for 28.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to hit him for 28, sure. Well, there we go.
Okay, but I don't know. Insidious isn't that unhappy. They tributed a serpent and a flipped magician of
Yeah,
faith.
he gets the serpent back.
Yeah.
The turtle.
I guess from Perovic's point of view, why you'd want to set your monsters is that that makes it hard for a Hino to trigger.
True.
So yeah, that actually does make sense. Who would have thought? Chris Perovic's place makes sense. This Reaper is very good.
Yeah, putting in work.
Also nice to snipe the hand when there's no serpent. And that Morphin Jar could have been really good for Insidious.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a quite cool combo. So you flip the Morphin Jar when you go for your Hino play and they discard.
Yeah.
That's nice. Surprise. So this is a tomato. That's not very good for Insidious. It is a decoy tree. But yeah, this Reaper is going to tear them apart.
Ouch.
Oh,
Ouch.
and these Spirit Reaper in some way are quite good against brain control, which is in Insidious deck. Because we can't be used for discard or tribute fodder rather.
Mm.
And here we can see the tomato, but it's so poor against the Asura Priest.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna do well. You might even just keep Spirit Reaper in attack.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I guess it's only going to hit the serpent, so it doesn't do anything. But the Sangan, if there is a
Yeah.
Sangan,
And he might get what's it called? Oh.
hi.
Legendary Jujutsu or
No, because that's an Earth.
I'm saying off the Sangan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Decides to just thin out the deck with the Dekoichi.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And yeah, this is looking really bad for Insidious.
We've just got Cam joining us on the chat. Welcome.
What is up?
Hey.
So do you know what we're doing, Cameron?
Yeah, you got Hino Kagusuchi versus Insidious's Zombies. Interesting
So
matchup for sure.
yeah, have you
Oh.
played this matchup before?
I have not, but I've seen. Insidious is actually my teammate, and I have seen him. I've seen him practice with it. With this deck. So I don't know
Oh,
exactly
cool.
how this matchup is going to go, but I do know that he knows how to play the deck now.
He knows what he's doing at least.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is the ultimate test. You don't want to. If your deck can do well against Chris Perovic, then you know it's a pretty good little build you got there.
For sure, and this deck haven't been built by Chris, and Chris knows Goat inside and out.
So there's the Book of Life going to bring back the
Let's say,
Vampire Lord.
yeah, and then I'd get rid of maybe the Faith.
Makes
He
sense.
likes it. Yeah.
I wonder if
Oh,
Insidious deck ever runs Black Closet Soldier. I wouldn't think so, actually. Goes for the turtle. I'm not completely sure why that is better. I guess it's better at running into Jiu-Jitsu Masters because you don't have to draw the Vampire Lord. But I can't really see
true.
why that would be better.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Do we know if Insidious's deck is running Soul Controls?
Soul
Or just
Exchange?
Soul Exchange, sorry, yeah, Soul Exchange. Or just the cost down.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the lists.
Okay.
But if we're running Brain Control... No, wait, you can't run Soul Exchange because you don't get the Battle Phase.
Ah, okay, yes.
He does not run any soul exchanges in his list.
Yeah.
Not the combo with Hino.
No, not at all.
So the Knight Senate is going to bring back the Decoichi or the Cyberjar. Goes for Decoichi.
So the Koichi, I would have gone for the jar.
I don't know. I have never resolved any of the jars in my life, so
That's unfortunate.
The jars exist to bait knock, not to resolve them. I mean, let's be real.
not my cup of tea, so to speak. So what does Chris do here? Do we just run the turret?
Oh wow.
Wait, what? How did we draw a pot of grid?
He used card destruction. So we definitely know Chris has one perma turtle and now 3 randoms and 2 sets.
Ah, okay. So the turtle seems quite clean here to run over the Dekoichi, if we presume it is a Dekoichi.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't seem that easy for the zombie deck to beat the Jiu-Jitsu Master.
No. It's
How do
definitely
you even get rid of that ring? The tribe has been used, or is in the graveyard at least.
It was thrown away with Hano.
Yeah,
Insidious does play the full revival package in his deck, though, so it is possible that Chris got the premature for the tribe. With 13 left in deck, you would think he's seen it by now.
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's not that the Jiu-Jitsu Master is impossible to out. It's just it's not that easy as it is for, say, a Chaos deck.
Another thing we know is that Insidious has, or I don't know if we know it, but I do. I've seen the list. I know that Insidious has 2 Hinos and Trune left somewhere in his cards, and
That could definitely be relevant, and not only is the effect of inflicting battle damage very strong, but 2800 damage. Chris
yeah,
only has
any
3000 life points.
yeah, any chip damage he gets in between now and the next Tino Kagesuchi is game.
And
Mm.
that makes it a lot scarier for Chris to go for the Pyramid Turtle attacking into the set. Because if that is a third Jiu-Jitsu Master, no wait, it can't be because that one is in the banish zone, so it can't be a Jiu-Jitsu Master. So isn't the turtle just safely going to be able to swing in?
I think there's no chance that's not Dekoichi. We know it's not Serpent. We know it's not Night Assailant.
Yeah, I would agree. So what is Chris thinking about? Maybe they have the premature. So Insidious doesn't have a torrential mirror force or ring left, so what could their back row be?
I don't know. This is definitely one debate, I think. Talking about Chris's back row. Potentially
No,
a
I'm saying
torrential.
Insidious.
Insidious is one.
I'm
I would
wondering
say
if Chris might be contemplating whether they can go for a push, like a semi-push,
Mm.
try to
I
clear the
would.
field,
Yeah,
push some damage.
yeah. Fortunately, because I've never seen this deck before, I wouldn't know what traps or spells he's running. It could just be a bait, or just a little fake.
Yeah, because it's not Mirror Force, Torrential, or Ring. So
Main
there's
ones are
not that many instant includes left, if any
I
even.
think I think Chris knows that his back row is not anything because it's Chris's deck,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's definitely just going to push through it because there's no reason not to.
There's
There
a
it
creature
is.
swap. So we expect that set monster to be the Koichi. So do we go premature here? Yeah. Cool. And Vampire Lord. So this is threatening lethal damage. Because if there is a Vampire Lord left, that's going to be the game. And as you were saying, the back row was a blank.
Yeah.
So I wonder what Chris was thinking about.
He was definitely just looking for a game shot. I don't think he was paying any mind to the cards on Insidious's field. He was just trying to put 3,600 damage on board.
He was just calculating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he had to make
There we
sure there
go.
was no MST.
Okay, so that was nice. So it was not that Chris was so much worried about.
Yeah, he was
He was
definitely not
just
worried about
making
Saku
sure.
or anything, but
Yeah, the lists.
City's already done siding. Probably just doesn't have a lot of room to side in this deck. It's really all in focused on the Hino Turbo.
Yeah.
I find even when I play like Chaos Control that when I have to side multiple things, I'm having to take out of my engine sometimes to get sides in, so I can't really imagine doing it in a deck like this.
Mm.
But Chris has all the he has all the room of the world because zombie cards all suck, so you can just take them out.
I mean, what do you side in against the Hino deck?
Threatening raw.
Sure.
Threatening raw would just do some massive damage. My word. Activate
Yeah.
giant grenade. Just like no.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. At least if you true nade the roar, you don't have to dedicate the tributes to putting Hino back in your hand. But
True. But then you know that one's coming. And you
yeah,
can try and hit it. But yeah, I'd put those in. If he has a what's it, Messenger of Peace, I think that would also be pretty good.
I mean, but that's going to be a problem for Chris as well. To actually push damage. And it still loses the true nade.
That's true.
yeah. I
So I'm
don't
not
think.
so sure. But I mean, we could just bring up the lists, I guess. But I'm a bit too lazy to find out where I can find them. Okay, so Insidious is on the play. I would assume we're just going to set the monster and pass. Sets a back row, so that's likely going to be Ring. Could be
Yeah,
Tarantula Mirror Force.
I think that's either Jujutsu Master Ring or Sangan. Interesting.
So Sangan means that it
torrential then.
could be the Torrential as well. Yeah. Also against a deck with Spirit Reaper, it's kind of scary not to set your Mirror Force. So in that situation, I might have set the Mirror Force, because if the Breaker hits the Mirror Force and runs over the Sangan, that's not so bad.
Yeah, it's
bad,
not
but it's not that
optimal,
bad. Yeah.
but
But if there's like Nobleman plus Spirit Reaper, then you're just destroyed. So I don't know.
I don't really see
Speaking of
myself setting
Nobleman
Mirror Force
Spirit
turn
Reaper,
1 very often though, because Breaker. You have a lot of people who just slam Breaker, and
yeah, no, I don't like setting the Mirror Force, but when you're playing against Donsalog Spirit Reaper, so sets a Night Assailant into a set monster, which is not something that's fun to do. Often it's
that's a
going to be a
wrong
flip
wrong
monster. Like,
order.
yeah, exactly. At least there's no Spirit Reaper.
Ooh,
Does shoot. So as if this combo wasn't hard enough to assemble already. Now we're playing as Does shoot as well.
Oh man.
Let's see if Chris writes out the cards for us. So the Magician of Faith has no good target.
Oh, he's.
So the Asura is just going to try and clear these monsters. Oh, there's the book. This is so bad.
Yeah. It's not looking good for Insidious.
This looks over. So even when Chris registers a bad deck, he wins. It's almost unfair.
well, okay. Let's be fair here. That Faith didn't get back anything useful at this point because he put back Dekoichi and now he has Astra Tribe. That knock isn't doing anything.
Huh? There's a Faith, or what do you mean?
He's gonna try and bait the Faith
Oh,
though.
I
With
thought I said Tribe, not True Nade. Whoops.
So yeah, so he's gonna probably set the Azura next turn or whenever to try and when he has anything valuable in grave, I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean, the Faith isn't that good right now. You could just trade it for the nobleman. That's not a disaster.
Yeah.
Sangan gets the pyramid turtle, which is very good against an opposing Asura priest. And frankly, what other targets does the zombie deck even run? Like Reaper, Exile Force aren't looking too impressive. Speaking of which, there's a Reaper. I take that
Ooh.
back. That looks really good.
Yeah, I don't think Insidious can come back from this.
Yeah, his sand is stuck as Faith Astra. He can't get rid of both. And Chris has the knock.
He's just gonna hit him.
Hey, I mean, when all else fails.
Yeah, just hit him.
So summon turtle attack with both. Decides to play around Mirror Force and or Torrential Tribute.
I think that Mirror Force have already been used. Same for Torrential.
I agree completely. I think that's... But maybe Chris wants to do something else with their normal summon.
Yeah, that's probably a
Faith?
nah.
maybe
I don't think.
maybe a permanent turtle.
But why wouldn't you
Could be.
attack with the turtle?
Oh, the city said about time. Oh, let's see what he can get off this.
Huh? Is there like a mind crush in Perovic's side? Gets rid of Jujitsu Master, and this
Those
is
are pretty
because
interesting
Perovic has the
discards.
Nobleman.
Ooh, he's just hitting him.
Yeah, but I think this is acknowledging the Nobleman crossout. Discards two
Yeah.
monsters that want to be set.
Oh, he's not gonna hit the face down. Interesting.
No, because that could be a turtle.
If it were a
Maybe
turtle, he
that's
could
the mind
just
game.
well, yeah, because turtle can get many things bigger than Astra. So
It was the Mirror Force.
huh.
Wow. Maybe these guys are just way above our levels. Wow, that's absurd.
Grievous.
I
So
would have
is
for
Chris
sure.
calling us fools?
I think so because I would have for sure summoned and just swung into
Yeah.
that thing.
My turtle would not have been alive at this point. But yeah, how does Insidious make progress? I mean, the combo deck just wants to prolong the game, I guess, so. But we do need to deal with the coming onslaught. Now that the Mirror Force is gone. I mean, it really must be torture to play this Hino deck.
I mean, it seems kind of fun if you get to do it.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
there was the BLS, but there are no lights in the deck. Does it run Thunder Dragon? We just haven't seen one.
he just vanished, Faith.
Yeah, but we've only seen Faith so far. And Asura, I guess. No Torrential, so that's nice. Oh, 2800. Getting scary.
That's actually quite a bit of pressure on Chris, even from the position Insidious is in. Chris has got to be really careful playing through this because if that back row is a ring and he makes the wrong play,
Yeah, Chris could lose from here, definitely.
you always got to
Like
be on your toes when there's a BLS around because
Giant Tornado, Heavy Storm works as well. Oh,
wow,
Wabuku, cool.
interesting.
Wait, we
Just
did
didn't
have the
use his
torrential? Why wouldn't you use it? That's so weird.
The question now is, does Chris have Snatch? And does Insidious have an answer?
I mean, you can't banish your own BLS here, right? That's just playing to lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you hold on to the torrential? I mean, you could claim that if there was a snatch, Chris would have used it. 1800, Azura just 17. This is close. Oh, yeah, that was a big
Yeah,
mistake.
I think I'm not sure if I would have, but I think it's definitely correct to put it in attack mode to deal with that.
Because there is no Ryukaki, so you don't have to be scared of the pyramid turtle. So yeah, you probably should put it at an attack mode. Yeah, feels bad. Serpent beatdown.
I'm telling you, man, Serpent Beat is the best deck in the game.
But why is it better to attack with the serpent rather than
Oh.
attack with the Asura? I don't understand that.
I think he was for fear of Saku or Mirror Force getting rid of his only actual
Oh, so
ability
we
to
drew the
hit Chris.
decree, so we held on to the Asura for a turn to play around the back row.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
We have a wild Swisky that's appeared. Welcome.
Yo,
Hi, Suski. Can
Yeah.
hear you very well.
okay.
We got like the entire Western world represented in this call. That's cool.
Chris putting himself on 700.
Yeah.
Which match are you watching?
Chris Perovic against Insidious.
Okay.
Ross is streaming if you want to watch through Discord.
Oh, so I go watch on his screen.
You can do whichever.
I'll just go on Dueling Book.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is this? Interesting cards in the graveyard. Can somebody explain to me what Chris is playing?
So the players were informed that they were supposed to bring a fun deck. And after registering the decks, they were told that they would be playing against their own deck every round.
Oh, it is for that tournament still. Okay.
Yeah, so Insidious registers zombies, which Chris is playing. And Chris registered Hinokamitsu something.
Oh yes, this is that Tier 0 deck that he told us about. Okay.
Yeah. So unsurprisingly, Chris is doing quite well.
So that means that he always beats his deck, right?
Basically.
Yeah, it's the Tier 0 deck, so it can't win. With that said, this game is looking quite close.
Yeah, the thing that you have to be wary of in this format is that life points always matter. You always have to be wary of ring, anything that can attack direct if someone's playing something weird.
Yeah. And Chris is considering whether or not they can beat Big Bang Shot. Maybe Insidious managed to just side out the combo and
That
it's
would
just
be-
trying to play not so synergistic mediocre cards. Because that
probably.
might
more
actually be a
mid to
better
match your beat
option.
down.
The deck is so complicated that nobody else but Chris can play it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be the case. It has nothing to do with the power of the deck. It's more that it's too powerful. No one can understand it.
by the way, do you guys like zombies? I mean, just on overall in GOAT format.
I
No,
do.
I think it's a meme.
I mean, I
I don't
agree
see why
because
people like it.
I love it, but it's just so hard to play it in this meta.
It's sad because it loses to Chaos Sorcerer basically,
Yeah.
and that's the limiting aspect of it. Other than that, it's really cool.
Oh, Chris made a mistake there, right? No,
If he called trap, then Insidious would
they
just say
would have
call a
just
haunted.
no, they would have sent a decree because the call
Yeah.
is already gone. But we would have had a decree, so it wouldn't actually have been that big of a deal. Okay,
Oh,
we're getting close. So Asura is 3,700.
Cyberstein.
I actually think Insidious might have sided out the Hino combo.
yeah. This is like
I
I'm
mean,
not doing it.
that sounds like a strict upgrade to me.
Chris not summoning his Astra here. He just wants to set the turtle.
I mean, this way you don't lose the brain control,
Right.
which seems like a good decision.
If you guys don't mind, I would just like to make another comment about zombies.
Yeah, sure. Tell us.
It's like, there is this alternative format that is called GOAT minus, where basically you ban some cards. For example, Chaos Sorcerer is banned in that format. So do you think that zombies would be playable in that format?
So how extensive is this band list?
I
The
think
Go
it's
Minus
just
ban list is it's Chaos Sorcerer, Duo, True Nade, Wave Motion Cannon,
Solemn
and
Judgment, I think.
yeah. Chris just wins.
GG, Chris.
So Chris would have summoned Asura and swung for lethal there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Chris wins. Good game. Well played. I would like to know if Insidious sided out the combo. I actually think they did. And now we're going to watch
No.
what match?
Insidious is going to be playing Copper Pichu, and the winner of that game will then play Chris in the final. And guys, with that, I actually have to love you and leave you. Best of luck for the commentating. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you, Jizzo. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for joining us.
Have a nice day. This tournament, I think I quitted from it before even started playing because I think that I submitted Chaos Turbo for this tournament.
Oh,
But I didn't think you would allow it. I mean, now that I know that you told the other people to play fun decks.
well, I don't know. I just thought someone mentioned it. But it would seem so because people have brought the worst decks I've ever seen, I think. Alright, so this is going to be a really fun one. Oh, so what I like about this format is that the bad decks survive and the good decks get knocked out, right? So the final will just be the two absolute worst decks in the field. So here we get to see. Wait, so who's playing? Insidious and Pichu, right? No?
Right.
Yeah. So Insidious. So Pichu's going to be piloting zombies, and Insidious will be piloting harpies.
Harpies.
Harpy
Harpies.
ladies, flying kamakiri, harpies hunting grounds, triangle ecstasy spark, elegant egotist, harpy lady sisters.
That all sounds cool, but of all cards, Triangle Ecstasy Spark. I
Oh,
get.
I mean,
I
that card
it's
is
broken, but
it's
is
kind
it
of cool.
consistent? So the end of his turn, the attack of all Harpy Lady's sisters becomes 2,700, and you also get a Genzo effect, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool.
That's strong. If you
So,
got 3 on the field, that's an OTK.
I mean, that would be such a cool final. Hino Turbo against Harpy Lady Ecstasy Spark. Because it's quite easy to clear back row with the hunting ground, and we have seen that we're playing multiple terraforming. So
I'm
you could
honestly, I'm kind of rooting for the Harpy deck because Harpies is one of my favorite decks. I didn't start playing like Harpies until like 2013. All their new support came out and they got like really cool cards. But like the deck as a whole is one of my favorites. And um even though I think it'll be cool if Insidious's deck won because it's Insidious, he's my teammate, he's a cool guy. I think it'd be
Yeah, I
even
love
cooler if
Insidious.
Insidious himself won this round with the Harpy deck. So we'll have to see.
But if the Harpy deck wins, that means the Harpy deck is knocked out. So we have to root for our favorite decks to lose.
That's a shame.
I love this format. It's so cool. Because either your deck wins, or you get to see it next time. So it's a win-win. You could also view it as lose-lose.
Yeah.
Okay, so DD War Lady,
Roused
this
just
is the zombie
explained.
deck, right?
Diddy Warrior seems like the bane of this deck if it plays Kamakiris and everything.
Oh, Kamakiri is not good here.
Guys, which match are you watching
Yeah.
now?
We're watching Insidious against Ku Pichu.
No effect.
Wait, what?
That's a pretty
So are they
interesting
going to
decision.
ring the summon and then swing directly with the Reaper?
Yeah,
No,
that's
he is just showing absolutely disrespect because he's saying whatever you bring out, I don't want to banish my Didi Warrior Lady for it.
I actually think Ku Pichu is a
Yep.
she, and yeah, there is the
Aw.
ring. So this is going to be really good.
So did you say that the red player is
The red
a
player's
girl?
preferred pronoun is she.
Okay, okay. So this is semi-final.
Yeah, something along those lines. I'm not sure. Winner plays against Chris in the final, I guess. So yeah, that would be a semi-final.
Well, okay. Of all the cards to hit, at least Reaper hit the knock. That's not that good against zombies. Although Insidious does play Faith, which
So
can make
what
it a
can
nice card to have. But I think in general, Spirit Reaper just hit a blank there, which is a lot better than what he could have asked for.
Okay, I have been sent the bracket. This is the losers finals, so the winner plays against Chris, like you said, yes. But I don't know if this is double elimination or single. It is double elimination. Okay, so the winner of this has to win twice against Chris.
and more
with
importantly, with Chris deck.
yeah, that's the key part, right?
This Asura is so backbreaking.
Now let's see. Does there exist any wind that will
Sasuke
least-
Samurai number 4. That's
think
the
there
only
is
way of interrupting this, I think.
well, there is also bird face that survives Asura, but
But
it will not
Birdface can't
survive.
be summoned off of the Kamakiri.
Oh,
I can't think of anything other than
I
Sasuke
think this
Samurai.
year is just I think this is game 2 for Insidious.
Wait, that's not a legal play.
Sir,
I mean, we're trying the Silski special.
Yeah. I have way worse specialties than this.
What was it the last time? Was it the Scapegoat Call of the Haunted?
Yes, this was after missing 2 game shots. Yes.
Nice. So how's your goat control streak going? 14 and 0?
14-0 still. Yes.
Yeah, so 14 wins, 0 losses, a few missed game shots, a couple of questionable plays. That's how you win with goat control in 2021.
Yeah. If you are handed over the wheelchair, you just have to drive a wheelchair. You don't. You mustn't pretend that you have a car or a bike. It's just a wheelchair.
Perfect. So Cities is going to get massacred here. I don't think they can come back from this unless they draw something really good.
it
So
could potentially be a mirror
are they
force that
holding
can swing
the
it.
Harpy Lady Sisters? Or what could they be holding on to? Oh,
Hmm.
Well, it doesn't die, so
yeah.
do you guys know the classical play of summoning Asura, attacking, then opponent sets Sakuretsu, then you are so skilled that you draw Breaker and summon Breaker and talk to
Yeah,
Sa-
I've done that a couple of times. Definitely. So I expect the Harpy Lady Sisters to be discarded. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Insidious deck is just too good.
I
You
think
can't beat
I
it.
think Kupichu also opened up all of the things that she needed.
Yeah, she drew well, she played well.
So,
Insidious, yeah.
do you guys have you already revealed the deck lists? I mean,
I mean, they're playing each other's decks, so they have their lists.
I was just wondering because I think that if this is like a fun format, then I suppose that zombies would be good. But then I'm surprised that Insiders came so far because he always had to defeat his deck, you know.
Yeah, true. If you got this far, your deck must be really bad, right? But the zombie deck doesn't look that bad, so maybe Insidious is just really good.
He goes to the gym.
Ah,
You see his profile picture, the Neospatian or Elemental Hero
Yeah,
Neos? Yeah, that's actually him in real life.
that's definitely not natural.
alright, so in order to support the BLS, the zombie deck is playing double Faith, double Asura, and a DD War Lady.
Okay, if you want to see the deck list, it is on the commentary channel.
Yeah, I just found it.
And it looks like it looks
Well,
what
the
to
one
say.
thing I'll say about this Harpy list is that it is interesting.
I mean, I think it's hilarious. It's really great. There are some pretty cool cards thrown in there.
There is Ring of Distraction in the side deck.
Yeah.
That's pro. Your opponent's just gonna be playing around it anyway. Who cares?
So we're not playing Ring in the main, not Snatch in the main, not MST, not Heavy Storm, because we had to fit all these better cards.
This reminds me of theory that I was thinking about yesterday when in bed. That when you play against aggro, the game is different after and before they summon Breaker. Because once they summon Breaker, you are like so much more
Yeah,
free.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
So if they never summon Breaker, you are forced to be awkward all the time, or just risk it, you know. But some players prefer to be awkward than risk it.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
definitely good at being awkward.
Yeah, so in that case, Aggro shouldn't play Breaker, like Cameron said.
Ooh, that's actually a pro strategy.
I don't think it's that so much as when you're playing anything that's not against aggro, what's Breaker hitting? It's hitting Book, MST, Regeki Break, Torrential, which they can use on it, Ring. It's only hitting chainables except for Mirror Force, and a lot of people just aren't even playing that right now.
Yeah, I mean, Breaker is not as good as it was. It's still quite good, but yeah, definitely
mean,
I agree.
I definitely, if I'm not maining it, then I'm 100% siding it. Obviously, like I want extra removal. I want to side it in versus aggro because that's an extra MST and against
Nah,
against
I
any kind
would
of
never
burn deck.
cut it. I would never cut it from any fair deck.
We played seriously Chaos Turbo a lot of time without Breaker.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't. I mean, I'm not. What should I say? I don't trust
You're more of
myself
a
enough
staple
to
guy.
cut the breaker. It's such a big decision for me.
I think Breaker kind of suffers from limited card syndrome. You
But
know,
it's so good.
it's one deck slot and it has an effect of +1s. Why not play it, right?
But I definitely think it's one of the best staples still.
Yeah. Okay, so
Uh,
Insidious took some time to side deck, which I can definitely understand seeing whose
you
deck
gotta
list.
put you gotta put that ring in.
I mean, Insidious. I think they completely massacred Chris's deck before when they sided, and I think they might have done the same here. Just side a lot of cards and play a mediocre fair strategy.
I mean, the previous deck was a pretty mediocre fair strategy. Let's be real.
Sure, a slightly less mediocre, slightly less Harpy Lady centric fair strategy.
I think Harpy Lady 2. Well, I mean, there's not really any flip effects in Insidious's deck, so creature swap for 2
Oh.
recruiters. That's a play I haven't seen since ever.
But I mean, the Kamakiri is the larger one,
Yeah,
so it kind of. But I mean, the turtle is just going to switch.
right. And then they wall each other for eternity.
Yeah, it does look a bit weird, but not to say that it's bad. It's a bit weird. It's interesting.
Oh,
Oh,
Garuda the Wind
Garuda.
Spear.
Oh, that's a one of.
I don't know. I feel like that's a 3-up build around card if you were to make this deck like.
Right. You can
No, no, no.
combine it
One is
with
just the
Slate
right amount.
Soldier.
Isn't this
Um,
awful for Pichu?
Kind of.
Unless there's a Mirror Force. There's a
I
ring.
got a
Okay,
ring.
that's also fine. But the turtle is still going to be. No, wait. Okay, this is good for Pichu.
I think I played this Garuda in Ritual Beasts.
In what?
This is a deck in current format in 2015, I think.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I wouldn't know.
Wait, in Ritual Beast?
Yeah, but it didn't make it to the final cut. But I tested it.
In 2000, I got a great 2015 story. So I had not been playing for a while at the time. So the only deck I had built in real life was Gladiator Beast.
Hmm.
And I mean, you know how I am with Gladiator Beast. I love the deck, and so I go to locals like the one and only time in that whole format, and I'm playing Gladiator Beast. I play against Necroz, and This guy just spent like $900 on his Necros deck. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I proceed to, load up my gladiator beasts and, shuffle the decks and we do everything, and then I 2-0 him. Because
Yeah, you-
Raklinos is broken.
Heraklinos, right?
Yeah. And then he asked me for a rematch, but I had to leave, so I couldn't never take him up on the offer, so I'm 1-0 on that guy's Necro. Poor guy.
Alright.
Necros. I'm actually kind of sad that I never took the time to master Necros, because I think it's really unique deck to play.
Yeah, Necros was it was a really hard deck for me to learn. I played a lot on Dueling Network during Necros format. In real life, I couldn't play very often, so I didn't bother. But I played a lot on Dueling Network, and Necros was actually super hard to learn. The deck was really fun. The mirror was actually really skill intensive. It's like a modern day goat mirror.
Okay, now we will see double recruit.
Yeah, but what can
Strong
you even
play.
get? There's no targets. Like, you get double Harpy Lady number 1. And then we're at,
Well, that'll get over Breaker.
1900?
Actually,
Couldn't that lady boost herself twice? So
yeah. You get double Harpy Lady number 1, then both of them have 2,000, and then you can kill the Breaker.
No,
and
we're
crash.
1900, right?
What? Were they?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
God damn it,
Yeah,
that's
that is
so
bad.
bad. Now he needs Exo Despair.
I mean, if you had the field spell, this would actually have been really good.
Yeah.
Let's see, what is in this deck that can out Vampire Lord?
Yeah, I was just gonna.
I bet he really regrets signing out those terraformings from that Ring of Destruction right now.
There is
Those were the cards
Compulsory.
you would have sided out?
Yeah,
I would have gone
I
for
think 6
the
heals was probably too much.
Egotists and the Sisters, I think. Or the My Bodies. Or maybe the Judgment of Anubis.
Okay,
The
but
spell
look
shields.
okay, there are a lot of cards in this side deck that should probably just be mained, okay?
And there's a lot of cards in the main deck that probably shouldn't.
But most importantly, there is no outs to Vampire Lord.
Quite a few.
That's the strongest card in this game, clearly.
Ooh. There we go.
A mighty spell shield.
So you see, this is playing
Oh.
triple spell shield in their deck. This is so bad. No.
It's like Chaos Turbo, very, very hardly prepared for mind controls, so he played 3 spell shields.
I've actually been considering trying that. What's your thought on that, Suski?
I think it's unneeded if you play tomatoes.
Sure, but a one-off spell shield in your side deck, is that bad?
I would say
I think siding anti-side for the most common matchup is just generally pretty bad practice. You can just
Sure.
because you gotta think, if they're resolving mind control on you, you can resolve mind control on them for an equally unfair advantage, you know?
Well, if I resolve my mind controls and they don't resolve theirs, then that's not equal when I'm
Right,
one ahead,
but I
right?
mean, if they do resolve it on you, and then you get to do it back to them.
Yeah, but why would I want to equal when I can get ahead, right?
Yeah, but you also gotta consider that spell shield is kind of bad.
You're saying that I shouldn't put bad cards into my deck?
I'm saying, okay, so let me give you a rundown on good cards and bad cards, okay?
Alright, tell me.
Look
Now
at
he
it like yin
disconnect.
and yang. One who has a balance of power is usually stronger than their opponents. The bad cards for defense and the better for offense. Okay? Just another example of this would be Hitler during World War II. He almost won, but he made one fatal mistake. He tipped the balance of power.
Okay, so Sledge still on Vampire Lord.
Oh, that's good. So caught
Yeah,
up on my
oh,
copy pastas, I didn't even see the game.
This was
That's
silent.
probably one of the few ways to out the Vampire Lord in the Harpy deck.
Yes, it was in the side. The snatch.
Yeah, good thing we sided it in so that we could beat the
You
Vampire
see,
Lord.
of course, that's why you have to side snatch for Vampire Lords.
If you guys watching aren't siding Snatch still, then why not? How are you going to beat Vampire Lord if you don't have Snatch still in your side deck?
Think smart.
Okay, but real talk. Back to the mind control thing. A lot of times when I'm going first against the turbo in the mirror or something, I'll just risk the knock. I'll just set Sangen, or I'll even set Kaiku. Obviously, Tomato. I think you can just not lose to mind control if you just because I side out Dekoichis and spies for the mirror as well. I keep in 2 spies so that if I do mind control a spy, I can use the
What
effect.
do you side out the coaches for?
I side out the Dekoichi so they can't mind control mine, but I can always mind control theirs because they keep them in.
Well, I mean, do
Well,
you side them out for some other monsters or
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
which ones? Echo.
I'm
Tomato,
not giving away
Kaiku?
my siding plan. But I put in tribe because I play nothing but spellcasters, for example. And well, not nothing but spellcasters, but when they got the field like Kaiku, Sorcerer, and
Yeah.
Spies.
I've been there.
Yeah,
It's so awkward.
those are spicy.
I think you have enough
Whoa,
darks
okay,
anyway.
the harp just won, by the way. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was quite the game. So the Manticore came back from the grave, and along with the Vampire Lord, that was too much for the zombies to handle. So maybe this Harper deck is better than we thought, or maybe it just has a really good side deck.
Yeah, I mean the side deck is better than the main deck, but
Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, this is kind of So Insidious deck is likely going to be much better post
I would
side.
like to note the advantage that the Harpy deck has is that it does not either main or side the Delinquent Duo, which means you can never draw it into your opponent having 1 or 0 in hand.
cool.
Wait, there's no duo. You're correct.
Oh, but guys, the duo story. Jess once uploaded his aggro deck, Warrior Toolbox.
Yeah.
And I net decked it and changed 2 cards like Torrential Heavy, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I played with that on a ladder, I think a lot of matches. And then after that, I went back to the net deck and I said I switched it back to his original cards, so with Heavy, with Torrential. But one card it was missing. Like it didn't match perfectly. I had 39, he has 40. And then I went card by card, and I noticed that all this time I didn't have duo.
Ouch.
In the aggro deck. But it's like you hardly even notice. The deck just runs normally.
Yeah, I mean, who needs Duo when you could just have another monster to beat your opponent down with, right?
Yeah, why would I want to play Delinquent Duo in my aggro deck that is solely based on disrupting the opponent, trading 1 for 1 and beat even down with monsters?
Right. I mean,
Why would I
you
want
don't
to
need a free
Delinquent Duo?
+1.
Okay, so Nobleman on the Kamakiri. That's one of Insidious' best monsters.
One of?
Okay, the best. I mean, Birdface is pretty good. Sangan is good. There's a Magician of Faith as well.
A singular one.
Yeah, one of to play around Nobleman. And there's the one of Battle Ox.
Oh, that's tragic.
There's gonna be some piercing in the town.
Actually, Spell Shield could have negated that trait. Okay.
This Asura, we see it every turn, clapping.
Monster Priest is an incredibly powerful monster.
I mean, this zombie deck looks like a legitimate deck. It looks like it actually can win matches in a competitive environment.
This particular zombie deck uses the exact monster and spell lineup. I think the traps differ, but it uses the same monster and spell lineup that I used when I played zombies in 2017, like around Duelist Grounds era. It's just classic. It's timeless.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
Ralph,
just looks
can we
good.
see the zombies? I will say again, in case you didn't hear, if Rost could send us the zombie deck list.
We do have it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
in the channel.
It's in the where the other lists
Oh,
are.
okay, I see.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Insidious is making a bit of a comeback here.
Okay.
Unfortunately, his entire board is outed by a pyramid turtle.
Yes, right. And Asura.
Yeah, Asura is also very good against this field. I mean,
Or
I guess
tribe.
try works. Yeah,
So can you
sure.
just call Beast here and kill them both?
No.
Oh. Winged Beast and Beast Warrior.
Yeah. We got it. This must be so frustrating to play. Uh, okay, Insidious did put up a good fight, but I think this one is beyond saving.
Oh,
Scapegoats.
is that the
So-
one of or two of?
No,
inside?
that's a 2-off in the side. But there's nothing
There's
to
no
combo with it.
You can combo it with Lightning Vortex when you discard it.
I mean, the deck plays triple Kamakiri, and it has Scapegoats inside, but there are no creature swaps. So,
But oh,
the Scapegoat is a bit odd. I guess it functions as a Wabuku or Threatening Roar.
budget Waboku.
Yeah, basically. I mean, this premature is pretty good to bring back the Battleox, run over the tribe, and then trade with the Asura. No, the Asura is gone, right? Turtle in hand. How does he know that? Because Asanga got a turtle, I guess.
The most impressive read I ever saw in Goat format was like some Goat mirror match middle game approaching to end game, and the guy reads his opponent's 6-card hand. He reads 5 of them correctly and just types them in the chat.
Nice. Wait. Oh, so we go for the Harpy Lady rather than the Battleox, not to trigger the turtle that Pichu is holding. And we top deck
Yeah, the
another
top deck
Asura.
Asura.
Here, the second Asura, like I've been preaching since I was born. You gotta play to.
So is it because of you that we have the Asura emote on the goatformat.com Discord?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? Okay.
Because we got to submit one emoji and I submitted charity, but then there was also emojis that got accepted on suggestions like Muka Muka and Asura.
Yeah, the Muka Muka is definitely one of the most important ones in the Discord. So what can Insidious even draw? Do we run Mirror Force? No. Yeah, we do. We do run Mirror Force.
What? That is baffling.
Why would you play such bad cards like Mirror Force when My Body as a Shield exists?
So let's see here. I mean, Peach is piloting the zombie deck quite well. Not giving Insidious any room. But I guess a Ring of Destruction plus a... There's not even a beater that's big enough.
I mean, this deck is definitely going to win.
I mean, the Harpy deck could win. Like Ring of Destruction? No. At this point, no. Yeah, it's starting to look bad now.
Damn it. I was rooting
guess-
for Harpy.
There is like Pot of Greed and some combination of draws that might get there now. We also have the side decked Snatch Steal.
Correct. I was just going to
Okay,
mention that.
yeah, let's root for this snatch. Ah, no, the plan is over.
She's too good. She played around it.
Now we need snatch, BLS, light and dark.
Oh, you
Snatch
think
plus
we're
Smashing
playing
Ground
BLS
right
in
now.
this deck? Snatch Smashing Ground. Yeah, that would be it. We are playing a one-off Smashing Ground, so...
No, there is no ring.
I mean, I'm so looking forward to see Hino against Harpy Ladies in the final.
So if zombies win, the zombies are out of the tournament, right?
Correct.
So then we will have Harpies versus Chris deck.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be so great. I would love to see Chris pilot this Harpy deck. She just couldn't get there. Unfortunate, but in the end, Kupichu proved to be the better player.
The one with the less Harpies.
Oh,
So
and the
now-
Cities would have top decked the ring.
Oh, man.
I mean, I don't know if it's a positive that they didn't top deck it, because then they would have to play another game with the
In this
Harpy deck.
matchup,
So
that's a positive for us.
it's a positive for us, I guess. But I'm really looking forward to this grand finals. Harpy Ladies against Hino, Kami, Sushi, whatever, Turbo.
So are they going to play right now?
Yeah, I think so, right? By the way, do you guys know which chat we're using? Or are we just using both of the chats?
Chats? What chat?
Discord. Okay. Perovic is hosting.
Chris, they have 10 minutes.
And we're
Okay,
in.
what do we talk about for 10 minutes?
What do you mean 10
Should-
minutes? We're playing.
Oh,
So Pichu wins the rock, paper, scissors. So
Are
we're
we
watching
going to
from
see
Chris
another
Perovic's
Hino?
point of view.
Gunning
okay, here we
graceful.
go. Now we will finally see the combo resolve.
Discards Nobleman. I guess it's not that good against the Harpy deck.
No, the half of the combo is discarded.
I mean, to be
This
fair,
card?
maybe that's just the best way of playing the deck.
That might be a second Hino.
So, what is Perovic going to do?
What does that card
It's
do?
it's
Take
scary because
Cameron.
you don't want to attack into a Jiu-Jitsu master. And none of the harpies can run over it. Elegant egotist for sisters. And when the sisters get put on top, that sounds awful.
But then you activate your second Elegant Egotist.
How does this harpy deck beat a Jiu-Jitsu master?
I think you just have to make the concession on drawing the sisters.
Because the ring and the snatch is in the side. I guess we have a smashing ground. Oh, that's why we don't need the snatch still, because we're playing smashing ground.
Hmm.
And Pichu uses her. Oh, there's a my body! Oh, Pichu gets destroyed by her own deck building.
Swag body.
My swag body, you heard it here first. And so with the Dekoichi.
Ah,
So Chris just prayed that it wasn't the Jiu-Jitsu master. That actually does make sense.
Oh,
no. Love it how we have the same reaction. Oh,
I bet now Kupichu uses cost down.
Nope.
Huh.
So we just used the brain control to destroy the Harpy Lady too, I guess.
hmm.
Interesting
Okay.
strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for her.
So is Chris going to extend onto the field here? There's no torrential tribute to worry about, I think.
Really? No, there's not.
Chris's Hino list has all 4 of the limited traps, so
Oh right. Okay, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there.
Macro
It's
could
the
also
Harp
be a mirror
doesn't have
force.
it. Yeah, could be.
I think Chris has the right idea. I mean, probably the best plan to play against this deck is not let it stall too much.
Yeah, you gotta put pressure on the combo deck.
So it's not ring that much we can tell.
Tell me if it's a spell. Why would it be a spell? That would be a pure bluff, right?
Hey, what is the price for this tournament?
I think a raw yellow invite. I don't know.
Personally, in this position, I think I would just risk it being mirror force swing, just do damage, because eventually this deck isn't going to
Yes,
win.
me too. I would
If
do the
it's mirror
same.
force, it's mirror force. It's not getting much better anyway.
So for how long has Chris been thinking here? I mean, it's a casual tournament, but
But also he already committed, so he's going to attack. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think he can risk brain control into Hino. The second brain control, it is.
how many brain controls are there?
He mains 2. There's also Snatch, though.
Ah, so Chris made a mistake by main decking the Snatch.
Huh.
So decides to just go for it. Yeah, that's fair.
Scully says he played a whole tournament against Hino that never resolved Hino.
Yep.
Herbie can at least do what it's meant to do. Scully here with harsh reality hits.
I mean, this is going to be lethal if there's nothing Pichu can do.
Looks like it.
Krivo. So what could the set even be at this point? Call it a Haunted, I guess? Is that even enough to survive? Yeah, you survive with Call it Haunted. So I guess that's what...
Oh,
okay.
it's not that.
Just make them play it out. Maybe they forget an attack. So I would imagine Chris is going to side quite a few cards. I would probably...
Yeah, if
I mean,
Chris already has this game 1 advantage with the main deck looking like it does, and he gets access to put in Snatch Steal, Ring of Destruction, Solemns, I think he's got this match. Like, I mean, obviously, we can't say for certain because he could get Hino'd, but
yeah, and actually the Scapegoat should be quite good against this Hino strategy. The budget Wabuku might pay off. I'm not sure what I would side out. Probably the Judgment of Anubis. Probably the My Bodies. The Lightning Vortex. But maybe that's good to clear Jiu-Jitsu Masters. I like Chris in the chat. I have no idea what to side.
Anyone watching Attack on Titan?
I think I saw the first 2 seasons. So, no? Yes?
Hmm.
Not good enough? Okay. I can't imagine why Chris would need to take his time here.
so let me explain something new on Dueling Book actually.
Sure.
If you click done siding, you can actually continue siding.
Is
Yeah,
that new?
this is not new.
That's
That's
not new.
is that I could have sworn you couldn't do that until like a week ago.
I've been doing
I
it
haven't played
since...
Dueling Book until like since April, but since April you've been able to do that.
That's interesting because I
I
never
started
even
playing Dueling
realized until
Book in
someone
the
pointed out to me
pandemic.
last week, so I thought it was new. But Kupichu could in fact keep siding until Chris is done.
That's a classic smoke screen side. You just click done siding immediately, and then you start siding. So they think you're not smoke screening back. But if they give you time, you smoke screen back.
My whole life is a lie, by the way. I could have sworn that was new.
Rost is he wants to tell the chat and everybody that he is the biggest whip.
Yeah, Rost always talks about anime. Whenever I speak with him, it's always just anime, anime, anime.
You guys know about that meme? There is a guy stabbing another guy in the back, and the both guys are whips, and the knife is like in quotes, "You fucking whip."
I have not seen that, no.
Okay, we are still siding. Okay. You definitely know what to side out.
Yeah, the hard part is not what to side out, it's what to side in.
What is the... That's right. Cameron, you got the idea.
Yeah, that was a good one. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I guess the spell shields might be okay.
Yes, no, Spell Shield is actually going to be 100% very useful for this matchup because of Brain Control, Snatch Steal.
Yeah.
You definitely want to keep those in above all else, I think. Not well, maybe not above all else, but
So how many cards can we bring in? Spell Shield, Double Judgment, Ring, Rageki Break, Snatch, Double Scapegoat. Maybe MST or Dust Tornado, but those are not looking that
you
good.
definitely do not want those in this deck. You definitely what you want is the you want the 2 Scapegoats, the Snatch, the Ring, the 2 Solemns, and the other Spell Shield.
I would probably have brought in the Rageki Break as well.
Yeah, probably that too, over the compulsory for sure.
Well, I mean, there's plenty to choose from.
There's Flint, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Tomato, potato in attack mode, that's something.
So Ross was saying here in the chat that he doesn't actually like Attack on Titan too much. That's normie. I don't know what that word means. But he really likes anime a lot.
What? I just like... Oh. No, what? You said it all wrong.
Oh, was that the other way around? Oh, sorry, Ross.
Yeah. Now he says whatever. Damn it.
Okay, so Pichu leads with the tomato, and now Chris has to make a decision of whether or not we have cards we can afford to discard.
Every card in Chris's deck right now is among the 40 best cards in the game. Okay. This has got to be a
mean,
painful graceful.
it must be hard to find 2 cards that are expendable.
Hmm. Yes.
So Scully thinks Chris is going to win this match, claiming that it doesn't really matter how the Harper deck is built. It's still going to be able to attack and deal damage. But the Hino deck does look actually awful. So I don't know.
The
This is
important
going to be a tough
the
one.
difference is the Hino deck is
Smashing
funny.
ground.
Smashing Ground is it. I'm telling you, Smashing Ground is without a doubt. Well, that was a pretty pro call, haunted there.
So here we can
Oh,
see a
exactly.
disadvantage to playing Smashing Ground rather than Snatch Steal. But Smashing Ground actually is
He put in the
almost...
light of intervention.
What? To stop the flip monsters?
That makes sense. I'm sure he took out his own faith. Again, the lone single faith.
The one-off to play around the Nobleman. Oh, is this going to be a Hino? But Chris does have a scapegoat, no? They just brain control for the 1600 points.
Interesting.
This is very confusing. So, paid 800 and a card to deal 1600. What's a card called? Tremendous Fire?
Burned 50 and 1000 for opponent, I think.
Yeah, 500 to yourself, 1000 to your opponent. So this was basically a Tremendous Fire, but stronger. So that's a respectable use.
Burn face showing off that it has a very high defense to go with its attack stat.
Birdface is a pretty good card. I would have thought you'd want to play more than one of it. Light of Intuition is pretty good against Jiu-Jitsu Master.
It does let you know it's always there.
Don't have to run into it. Alright, so we're in a standstill right now. Neither deck can out a monster with 1600 or higher defense points.
Should we go to sleep?
There's a card destruction, so something's. Oh! Peach is discarding their best card, the BLS. A
And
double
two
True Nade.
true nades.
I wonder if Peach has sided out the Hino. I don't even know if that's
Hino.
possible in the deck.
Hmm.
I mean, you could. Yeah, you could side out the Hino. Well, triple Asura, triple Big Bang shot in the side. That's so strong against Scapegoat. Alright, so is there a Mirror Force? There could be. Nope. Okay, so let's see if Pichu knows the replay rules. If
Okay,
she
let's
knows
do
the rules of the GOAT format, she will win this duel. And
Oh,
she
no.
does. Nice.
You
Yes,
cannot.
she can.
Oh, no,
No,
wait.
Asura can't attack monsters that already attack directly.
But
Yes.
Asura didn't attack directly.
Yeah, it did.
No, it declared attack. It was a misplay on
Wait,
her
did
part.
Asura attack directly?
Yeah, Asura attacked first directly.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's how you're supposed to always attack with non-Asura first.
Oh, so the Asura did attack. Oh wow, that's so bad. Oh. Okay, yeah, Pichu messed that one up.
I remember one game against WGM. He lost because of that.
I mean, I
So
won
it's
countless
important.
games on ladder because my opponents just simply didn't know the replay rules.
Hmm.
With the Asura. So let's see here. Chris does run Lightning Vortex.
It would be more fun if this deck run like 3 Slate Warriors and Return from DD combo because you get all 3 of them knocked and then you slap for 5070.
That's nice.
And it's also you can make additional banishments with uh, Garuda.
So we're just playing the Earth Turbo deck, but with wind monsters instead.
I guess.
I mean, Harpy's Hunting Ground is a cool card. Okay, so Chris goes for the Premature onto the Kamakiri. But what does this achieve?
Well, he can crash into Tomato. No, never mind. He cannot because two Kamakiris are dead. He can crash into Birdface and get a Lady One, which can then run over the Jujutsu Master.
Yeah, but he's still dead to Asura. No, not quite. Manticore, okay. So
Ah.
we run over the Jujutsu Master. No, goes for the bird face. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, this is really going to be a close match. Because, man, these decks are not great. Did you guys hear about the sleeper meta that Randage announced?
yep, amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be so great. So if you guys watching haven't heard, there's a sleeper meta 1st of February or early February, I don't remember the date, where you have to play 5 pieces of Exodia into your deck. No other rules, GOAT format, but you have to play 5 pieces of Exodia.
Oh, that's the current team.
Yeah,
So the best deck would just be Chaos Turbo with 5 pieces of Exodia.
I think Chaos Control might be better because the Exodia pieces are pretty good with Metamorphosis. Or maybe Chaos Turbo with Metamorphosis. I don't know.
Chaos Control Necros. You tribute all
Necros?
Exodia Necros. You tribute all the pieces for Metamorphosis. You get a bunch of them in grave. Exodia Necros has like 4,000 attack.
There
Is
you
that
go.
legal?
That's what you should play. I didn't even know Necros was legal.
I don't know if it is or not.
Oh, you
Well,
don't
I
know?
think it is.
It
Yeah,
could
it
be.
is. Dark Revelation
Okay.
Volume 1.
There you go. Cool. Sleeper meta.
Also, it was in Dark Crisis for the North American releases. That's awesome.
So it's Chris's turn, I assume, since someone is thinking.
Chris does way too much of that. What he needs to do is do what the kids on the DB ladder do and just slam your cards into a field and win.
Yeah, it's the dueling book ladder is all about time efficiency. Alright. Decides to run over the tomato because, let's be real here, there's no actual threatening target. And just passes. But, so, I mean, Chris must have a response to a he no, right? No? Oh, that's going to be game, right? Yeah.
Ooh. I was about
I
to say it
mean,
doesn't really matter what you do to the Manicore because it'll keep coming back, but I guess it kind of does.
yeah, it doesn't matter what you do to the Manticore because it comes back. But that also doesn't matter if you're dead. So let's see if Chris can deploy a different side deck strategy here.
Well,
Let's
you see,
remember
here's
this
the thing.
is
Chris has pulled the classic on us. He won game 1. He went second game 2 and lost. Now he gets to go first in game 3, so he's guaranteed to win. That's the natural order.
but I wanted the Harpies to no wait. I wanted Pichu to win so we got the actual final. Because this is the first final of the grand finals, right?
So do they have to play again after this if Pichu wins?
I think so, I mean, luckily. We get to see another game.
Interesting. I don't know if Chris will be able to pull off another game 1 win with that main deck though.
The main deck is interesting. But I mean, Chris did manage to beat a deck that was built by Chris Perovic, so obviously there must be something to the main deck configuration in the Harper deck that is above our level of play. That we can fathom, but that Pichu and Perovic can utilize to full effect. So a strong play would be, I don't know. I mean, there's literally no power play in the deck. So Perovic runs probably triple spell shield and double judgment, so they can set this without running into a heavy storm. We also run Mirror Force, but not torrential, which is unfortunate. Right? There's no torrential.
There it is. Yeah, there's no torrential, but there is Mirror Force.
Alright. So that's a clean 2 for 1. So Chris is far ahead here. Let's see if they can capitalize. Kamakiri attack would be nice.
Or bird face attack.
Sure, that too. The Kamakiri does get through. Let's see how Picha can respond to this. I mean,
True
if
name,
Picha
brain
just...
control, cost down, Hino. Let's see it.
Sure, that would be good. Oh, Trunade and Hino. That's also a nice combo.
I would
Trunade
almost
them
consider
up.
it the point of the deck.
Okay, I'm starting to understand now. So, if Chris has another threat here, they summon it, right?
Yeah, obviously. The only thing that
So,
you have to worry about is running into Mirror Force if you summon now. I mean, there's no torrential set. Even still, obviously one of his back rows is Solemn.
it could be Spell Shield as well.
Maybe, but I don't think.
Oh,
Oh,
Manticore.
Manticore.
That's why Chris was thinking. This makes sense. I like this line. And Peaches sets a card. So this is a bit awkward for Chris if we don't have a nobleman or such, as that could be a Jiu-Jitsu master. Also, there could be Mirror Force. If there is no judgment, that is also annoying.
Chris likely also has in my body as a shield lying around. What he could do,
I think
this
his
all,
side was out.
I'm not sure, but I
Yeah,
do know
okay.
that it depends on your hand. Something you could do is just run into a set Jujutsu Master and then ring it and then attack with Manticore.
Alright, let's see. Wow. Has to read that it's not the Jiu-Jitsu master. Or maybe just takes the risk. Call of the Hunter should be destroyed. Yeah, Pichu does point that out. Which actually is quite relevant to this matchup, seeing as Giant Turnid is played in Peach's deck. Alright, could this be a game shot? Because Peach's deck is not running a lot of back row. Yeah, that's actually poor deck building on Perovic's part. We should have ran a Karibo. So that's kind of Chris' fault that Pichu lost there. Had we run the Karibo, Pichu might have been able to come back from that. So there you go. Chris Perovic is rewarded for their inferior deck building, whilst the deck Pichu built performed perfectly, executed its plan. So yeah.
Down.
Those were pretty good games though.
Harpies are too strong. Yes, this is what I get from this.
Yeah, the Harpies were good. Definitely. So it's easy to be afraid when you see someone running this awesome, super strong Harpy deck. But what Chris forgot was that he was the one who was playing the Harpy deck. So didn't need to fear anything. So we're going to do an interview with Chris Perovic, I believe. In just a moment.
Hello, Chris.
I don't think he's on yet. There we go. We should have Chris with us. Chris, are you there?
All right, good talk.
Yeah, that's the interview. Thank you for listening.
See you next time.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Cool.
All right. It always takes a second with Discord to set this up right.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's going on right now?
You won the tournament, right?
Yeah.
So what was your strategy going into the tournament?
Well, so Roust has posted saying, "Hey, whoever has the most fun deck is going to have the best time," or something like that. And I thought that there was going to be some kind of deck swapping going on, but I actually thought that the way that he had intended to do this was whoever had the most fun deck, like he would rank all the decks by funness and then like distribute them in reverse order. This way,
Yeah.
you could. I thought about what had happened, which was like, oh, just swap with your opponent. But I thought that might be unfair because like if you had that sense, then it would just load up garbage and then you'd automatically win the tournament. So I kind of thought the first way. If I had thought it was going to wind up being the second way, I would have loaded garbage. But because I thought that really the most fun was going to be the best thing for anybody, I went into my deck vault and I just loaded up something. Like I actually, so this isn't just something I've never used. This is when I hop on Dueling Book and I just want to waste a few minutes and I just want to play something for fun. This is my go-to fun deck, next to Zork maybe. And so I was just like, all right, well, that's my fun deck. I submitted it within like 10 minutes of me knowing the tournament started. So that's it. That was my strategy. I just wanted to play the most fun thing. And it just happened to work out where it's not a great deck.
So we were thinking that since this was a deck built by Chris Perovic himself, it must obviously be a good deck, and that your opponent simply couldn't pilot this deck to utilize its full potential. Do you think there was any truth to that?
Well, okay. So there's maybe some truth to that, but I think there's maybe more truth to that when I play the deck normally, like on Dueling Book, my opponents don't know what to expect. They just see me setting a bunch of monsters, and they're just like, "All right, summon attack, summon attack. I'll try to get in damage,
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
leave this face up attack mode monster here for for who cares, whatever reason. I'm just gonna attack because you're not doing anything." And then all of a sudden, like I come over top with like a brain control and a cost down or something, and then all of a sudden I set him back to square one, and I set myself in a pretty good spot to like recover from there. So I have that advantage when I play the deck. So my win rate with the deck is like pretty higher than anyone else in this tournament was. Obviously, everyone else was 0%. But the but the I'd say that the benefit that I had, where my opponents normally don't have, is I knew that everyone was running Hino, and I went out of my way to, like for example, when I played Insidious, I made a point that my face-up monsters, like my first face-up monsters that were threatening, were going to be Spirit Reapers, and I was going to be setting monsters alongside that, and I was going to set because you only have 2 Noblemans, but you have a bunch of brain controls and snatch steals and ways to attack through attack position monsters. So that was my strategy, or to have a Book of Moon. So like these people who played Book of Moon, it made it really easy to like keep one monster face up as long as I set the Book of Moon. And I actually against Insidious was the only time that anyone was able to resolve Hino against me, because I just drew dead in that matchup. But everyone else was like True Nade, and I'm like, oh, Book of Moon, and they're like, okay, this is never going to work. So it worked. I'd say knowing how the deck worked was more to my advantage than my opponents not knowing how the deck worked.
Yeah, I guess it is quite easy to play around once you know what's going on. And also, as you were saying, when you're playing on the ladder, you do have that surprise factor that your opponent just doesn't know what's coming.
Right.
But you're able to prevent that in this tournament.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of the tournament? Was it a fun experience? Did you enjoy it? Would you like to do something similar again?
I mean, this exact thing where it's a deck swap, probably not. I think like the cat is out the bag here, where everyone knows to expect this now, and I can't imagine how the next one would be any fun. However, the idea of like taking GOAT format and messing with it in some way, either in the tournament structure way or in the card pool sort of way, yeah, those kind of things do appeal to me. I'm like really excited about. I saw Sleeper Meta 5 was just announced, so I want to check that. I heard it's like something with Exodia, but I didn't look into it. I didn't look when it was yet. But if I'm free that day, like that, the Sleeper meta series is always something that has caught my eye as something that sounded interesting. So yeah, in general, like any modifications to Go format as a starting point, and in particular, in fact, just as one-off tournaments, yeah, I'm on board with those.
Yeah, because for a lot of us, it's not only that we love GOAT format as a competitive scene, but also we just love the cards. We like the card pool, whether or
Yeah.
not we're the tier 1 decks. That doesn't matter. It's just we like the cards and want to play with them, and that's what these decks, these tournaments with a twist, allow us to do. So the Sleeper Meta tournament is Exodia, as we were saying, and the only restriction is you have to play 5 Exodia pieces. That's it.
So you could play it in like turn.
You can
right?
do
Or,
whatever.
like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah. All right. So it's just I imagine going into that, you're just thinking about, okay, what is everyone else going to use, and if they're going to just throw this into like Chaos Turbo, or are they going to like build around and make Exodia, for example? Well, I'd be interested. I mean, I guess that would drive my. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I mean, one way or another, something funny is going to come out of that. So that sounds exciting.
So okay, moving back to this tournament.
Yeah.
Do you know what you won by winning this tournament?
I think I have won.
Perhaps
3
I'll clear that up for
raw.
you. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
You've got
Yeah, 3 raw tickets.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Rust.
Hey,
Yeah, sorry, didn't show up on stream because I'm feeling a bit under the weather. But you've got 3 tickets for Ra level, so you don't have to go through Slifer brackets in order to progress in Academy League. You can just use those tickets when you want and when you feel like it, etc. Though I'm reasonably certain you'll qualify for Worlds in some capacity anyway before you get to use those.
Well, I was gonna say, I hope I don't have to use this. I'm gonna be in the next Obelisk tournament. I'm hoping that I crush that and then I never have to use this again. But even still, if I happen to fail there, then this is a great way to bypass that early stage of the Academy League, which is just it's such a grind. It takes so much time. uh, but yeah, I mean, I appreciate, by the way, that you guys had this tournament like this, like with a twist, and incorporated that into the Academy League. And I thought the prizes were cool. It's like totally fair to just bypass, like I said, that grind. And I hope that you guys do more of this in the future for the Academy League, at least.
Yeah, I have at least 5 or 6 quite good ideas. Not even necessarily messing around with the card pool, but the way the brackets progress in the same way like this one did today. It wasn't really messing around with GOAT format at all. It was just messing with how the brackets, turning the brackets on their head, rather than anything else. Yeah, the structure. Yeah, there's many ways to do that. I mean, I'll tell you where I got the inspiration for this one is from Keyforge.
What is that?
Yeah, Keyforge have a format exactly like this. So if you don't know what Keyforge is, it's a card game made by the guy who made Magic the Gathering. What's his name, Lucas?
Richard Garfield.
That's the guy, yeah. So you buy a deck in a booster pack, and then that deck is unable to be changed. You just buy the deck and it's unable to be changed, and you use that. But if you get a really bad one, they have a reversal format where you always have to play against it. So the worse deck you have pulled, the better, in other words. So this is where I got the inspiration for it from. I thought it'd be quite fun. I could do this. I know you said you wouldn't be able to do this again. I get what you're saying. The only way I could do this again is if I were to say this is just a regular GOAT tournament and then throw it in there, but then there'll be like loads of good decks, if you know what I mean. So that's the only way.
But I mean, I would be pissed if I worked like for weeks on my tuned Chaos Turbo deck, and then I got this other random guy's very mediocre version. Like, yeah, would need something else, I think. But it's an interesting concept, and there's definitely lots of ways to do these tournaments with a twist. And I think that's really interesting for the future, and I would love to compete sometime.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, guys. You can continue to chatter on. I'm gonna. I'm sorry. See, there you go. I'm going, so I'm gonna sign off. Thanks.
Corona warning.
Feel better.
So, Suski, Cameron, is there anything you would like to ask Chris?
Okay.
Okay,
All
basically
right.
of all the fun decks, right? Because the instruction was the fun deck. I don't know if you were asked this already, but why did you decide concretely for this one?
Well, yeah, I mean, I said before that this is my go-to fun deck on Dueling Book. Like, legitimately, personally, outside of Zork, which is another deck I load up for fun every once in a while. So when I saw that the person who was gonna have them, or that you're gonna do better if you have a fun deck, like, this was just like the first thing I was thinking about. I thought like there were other ones, even besides Zork, that I had thought about, like. So like in a competitive way, I thought Chaos Recruiter is a fun deck because I just think recruiters are fun, and I thought about that. I thought about Bazu Return. I have a Blasting the Ruin deck that I like, that isn't good, but it's annoying to play against, so it's fun for me. And there was a Ectoplasmer deck. I don't know if anybody
Classic card.
yeah, right, with Malice, Doll of Demise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a deck with that, with Rival Jams that I thought about playing. And so I guess altogether, like I'm saying, there were actually like a few different choices that I had, but that day that the tournament signed up, because I don't play on Dueling Book that much seriously right now. The last one I actually had loaded was my Hino deck. Like it was my default deck. So I just said, all right, well, that's just going to be the one I picked. There wasn't really a lot of thought behind it. I really just thought, this is a fun deck. Why not this one?
What was the most fun deck of your opponents that you had, like that you had fun playing this tournament?
Oh, that is a good question. Well, okay, so that's a weird word. And I say that because, how do I put this? Fun might be also frustrating for me because so there was Ku Pichu's Harpy deck, which I played in, well, I don't want to say Swiss, but in the earlier rounds, I played her deck against her deck, I played with her deck against her, and I also played against her in the finals. And Harpies is, I have a tremendous deck library on my Dueling Book account. I don't even have a Harpy deck. It's not even a deck that I would think to I would have no. It's just not that great, right?
Yeah,
So
it's like I said on stream. I love Harpies. It's one of my favorite decks, but in GOAT format, I cannot see myself playing them. I played Harpies 2013 onward because they got good cards, but in GOAT format, I don't know. So
yeah, I mean, no, I feel well. I mean, I don't feel the exact same way because I've never played it outside of GOAT format, but I've thought about it. I mean, I've tried to look at it before, but it was just never really appealing to me. So it was fun to have the opportunity to play with that, and when I'm in a competitive mode and I'm just man, I really want to win right now, and not oh, I don't care because it's Harpies. To feel that feeling and root for Harpies, that part was fun to the extent that I mean, I was able to win, and I can look back now and think of it as fun, but it was really frustrating in the moment. It goes oh my God, I really hope it's not garbage.
I think that game 1 and game 3 though, when you just had, I mean, they weren't at 8,000, but you set up just a full game shot out of nothing. We were watching you. Obviously, we didn't know your hand, but we were like, how is Chris going out of this? How can Chris out a Jiu-Jitsu master and a tomato? How can, and you just pulled game shots out.
Premature ring, creature swap, and turtle, right?
Yeah, something like that. It was crazy.
That was against Insidious, I think. Yeah, no, that I mean, well, Hunt's that's not hard. Wait, Hunt's sorry, I'm thinking that was against the thing I'm thinking about was Insidious. Sorry, can you elaborate on the play against the Harpy deck? When I was using the Harpy deck?
No, it was just you were playing pressure.
Yeah, you prematured Kamakiri, and then you tributed off for yeah, for Manticore, and then you flipped call on the Kamakiri. You just kept pushing damage in nonstop. Yeah. And then eventually you crashed with Kamakiris with tomatoes, and because she got the song in, and you got the exact 600 damage from it, that, just that kind of calculation, just pushing game that way, it was really cool.
I mean, a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot, but I've definitely heard it over the years that I think too long on my turns. And that's because, I also want to say, I just want to plug, I'll recircle back to the point I'm trying to make. I also want to say that playing against AJT's deck, a burn deck, that was another one I was really worried about, but that was also super fun because, and again, in hindsight, I got to use Dice Jar, which I have not used since literally 2005, and I rolled a 6. And so that's, I don't know that there's more fun in Go format than doing that. So I just want to put that plug there. But anyway, let me come back to my point. So people, like I said, will sometimes say to me that I take too long to think. And just as a piece of advice for players, I also see them and I'm not saying I'm not perfect, and I'm guilty of this too, but I see people a lot of times they'll say thinking, and then they'll summon a monster, and then they'll say thinking. Then my thought process behind that is, why didn't you think about what you were going to do before? Why wasn't that part of your calculation before you even summoned the monster in the first place? And I try as much as possible to think through all the plays I'm going to make on my turn before I commit to anything, even before I commit to leaving the draw phase. And I'm just going to make a quick parallel to chess.
I was actually about to do the same because you were talking to me about playing chess the other night, and you're supposed to you look for checkmates, you look for checks. You have this like laundry list of things you need to look for every time you make a move, and like every forcing line you want to do.
Right. Yeah. Right. So more to say to that. I'll only say that like if you're looking at a chess puzzle to the point, like if you're like practicing on chess puzzles, you don't just move and then think about what you're going to do next, right? You gotta your sequence of events. You need to decide that before you make your first move. And I'm just saying that yeah, that's something that I do a lot. I forgot why we're talking about the amount of time I spend on my turns, but
Well, of
just
course,
to say,
in card games there are unknown factors. In chess, there is known factor. So one thing you have to consider.
Hold on a second. I want to interrupt you. That's not entirely true. I mean,
agree.
I know what you mean in terms of like, oh, I don't know what cards my opponent has. But in the same respect, I don't always know what moves my opponent is going to make in chess. Like I can think I'll know, but then they'll just surprise me with a bad move or a better move than I envision. So it's not necessarily perfect. You still have to go down all the trees of possibilities.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
You still got to
we have to wrap it up in about few minutes. This is Ross letting us know.
Sure. I mean, I don't. Is there anything else that you guys want to know about?
Yes, very important. Today, I heard that you can bench 400 pounds.
No, I replied to that. I cannot.
What would you say you can bench?
Oh, so hold on. That's not exactly what was said. What was actually said was that I could bench 183 kilograms, and the conversion is to 400 pounds. I actually think that maybe Brandon typed kilograms incorrectly. I can bench 180 pounds. I cannot bench 400 pounds.
Disappointed.
Okay, whatever. I don't even want to go there. Just fine. Anyway, does anyone have anything else like related to Hino that they want to talk about or anything like that? Or the tournament?
How many times do you get the combo off when you play? Once a game?
Oh, that's a good question. A lot actually. So my win rate with the deck is, I'll be honest, it's not great. But the combo rate is pretty high. Like even games where I resolve the combo is not that great because Hino goes back to your hand and you need to rebuild the board somehow. That's why. It doesn't matter. So you got to build a board. It's still hard to win even when you pull off the combo, which is what you saw in the game against Insidious, where he invested so many cards just to resolve the combo, but then he's playing against a zombie deck that draws better than him. So,
and I can also imagine it kind of sucks if you play against Turbo and you discard double Night Assailant if they get back flips.
Yeah, this is it's not great. So, yeah, I resolved the combo. I'd say. Maybe let's just say about half my games, but at least half my games, but it's not always great.
Right.
Pretty much it.
Which is kind of crazy because you would think discard their entire hand before they get to even draw would be an insane auto win, but
so the other part of that is like, okay, so the best way to play this deck is to not try to resolve the combo on turn one.
right.
The best way to play this deck is to build up as many resources as you can. Don't attack. Let them if you can get them to the point where they've got like 4 back rows and like 2 monsters, or and 6 cards in their hand, and you've got some combination of things yourself that you're just sitting on, like a jujitsu tomato, like that's searching other things, keeping up your board presence at least. And then when you true nade, it all goes away. That's actually another thing. So in my match against Insidious, it was weird that he tributed Cyberjar for Hino, and I didn't understand that at all, because I would think that you want to Cyberjar and then get as many resources as possible and then try to connect a direct attack. I guess the thing he was fearing was that like I would get a Spirit Reaper off of that, but I still felt like, that compared to the alternative where you have a Hino and 1 card to my top decking, I felt like I'd rather gamble on, at the very least, just putting more things on the board. So yeah, you want a high resource game when you're playing with the Hino deck.
Plus, I mean, Cyberjar gives you. I mean, that's probably going to give you the tributes.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, exactly. Or give you things. Oh, I don't want to say to steal because it doesn't work if I put things face down. But yeah, it can give you the tributes. And the other thing is, you don't necessarily even need to resolve Hino that turn. I understand the inclination because you're looking at like cards in my hand, but like there are also 6 cards that aren't threatening to you, as evidenced by the fact that like I just passed my turn, right? So it's not quite like we're in a spot where I am threatening his life points in some way and he is forced to respond. I'd say like those are the moments when you want to try to resolve Hino, where like you have to do something and now's the time to Hino, and that's how you come back to stabilize, rather than like do it before any threats come at you, because then you're investing too many cards.
All right, time to wrap it up, guys. Thanks a lot for coming on to the interview, Chris.
My
And
pleasure.
if
Thanks for having me.
any last words or whatever I'm supposed to say.
I know I came late, but I enjoy commenting on this stream and these matches. They were really interesting to watch and really fun to see people pull off stupid stuff.
I got nothing. Just I hope everyone has a great 2021, and anyone that's dealing with COVID, but just in general, stay safe and just hoping for a better 2021 for everybody out there.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Karen. This will be it. Rost has to go and fulfill his needs and watch his anime, as he always does every night for hours, for all I know. So that will be it for this tournament. Thank you